everybody. I'm still chiseling. I've got quite a bit more to do. I haven't had much time on this circle, and I'm probably going to be working on it as long as I can tonight, just to get ahead. I've already planned for a long night. I've got my full cup of coffee, and I've got my thermos in here. Trying out a new mount. Got it stuck to the window. I was going to put it back here on this back window so you guys can watch that a little bit. But I wanted to pick somebody's brain about cover crops. They're just, we don't do them out here, and I'm extremely curious about them. And a little bit about soil health. I got my soil samples, and the organic matter in my soil is 1.2%, so it's pretty much dead. I've got maybe 7 pounds to the acre of nitrogen and like 5 units of phosphorus per acre. So I mean, my soil is pretty much just done for. And I guess one of the best ways to build up your organic matter is no-till, strip-till, and cover crops. I don't know if I do cover crops, I'm gonna have, you know, I grow everything in hay, so it's you know, I'm kind of concerned if I left a lot of stuff on the ground, that when I go to cut it, you know, if I went to no-till and I went to cut it the next year, if I had something in the winter, that I would get a lot of the dead stuff coming up in the swather and getting put up with my really nice hay. I think it might make it pretty trashy. So I'm kind of concerned about that. I'm thinking about, there's a neighbor who's got a no-till John Deere 750 drill, and he's really wanting like a drill like mine, the 20-foot 3-point. I'm thinking about just trying to trade him across for it, because he doesn't like it for what he's doing, and I think it would be beneficial for me to have a no-till for going in and double cropping. But the thing about no-till is I'm in a really, really arid climate. You know, we get 12 to 15 inches of rain a year, and that's it. And everything we do is irrigated. So our ground gets extremely hard. And with no organic matter in the ground, it gets really hard. You know, there's nothing to get spongy, so we get super hard layers. And that's kind of one thing I'm concerned about. But I guess this is what I'm looking at doing. I'm going to plant oats here. It's the end of February. I'm going to cut them and bale on them. They're going to be an oat and a pea variety. Instead of planting hay grazer right after my oats, I'm going to wait about a month, 2 months till August and plant a cover crop with oats and I guess turnips, you know, and radishes, the forage varieties that put on a big top, and you know, they got the big tubers on them. So that would be, if I went to no-till or minimum till, that would be a good way to keep me from keeping a disc in the field. But I'm still going to have to irrigate it, so it's going to be expensive. You know, but with the oats, I'm planning on running about 40 cows on it through the winter, you know, up till about the 1st of February or however long it lasts me, and then putting them out on pasture. So they will have that time to eat on the oats and everything, and that should take care of a lot of, you know, I prefer them just to graze it into the ground, but I don't know. I honestly don't know if I could go to a full no-till program where I am and with the ground that I have, just because it's been farmed for so long with minimal tillage, and it's not because I didn't want it tilled, it's because we didn't have the equipment to do it properly. And our ground just gets super, super hard. So I think if I had a ripper with a good set of coulters or something, and I went through every 3 years or 4 years and went ahead and went through and subsoiled it to break up the hard pan that I was going to have, and then I think that would work, but I don't know. I don't farm enough, and there's not enough people around here who do that to tell me. So, you know, that's my big question, if it would even work or not. It may be better to stay with what I'm doing now, because honestly, in 15 years, I may not have any water at all. And so they may just plant it back to grass, and that's the way it's going to be. So for me to spend the money now to switch over equipment or to stop tilling, and I've heard for the first 3 to 5 years you don't see an improve, you know, a gain on going to no-till. You know, that's what I've heard. So that only leaves me 10 years. You know, that's 5 years that I could be making a big forage crops with the way I'm doing it now. But our water may last longer than that. I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm asking. You know, is it worth trying to build up my organic matter in my soil just to stop irrigating in 15 years because we've run out of water in our aquifer, and it won't be feasible to pump at that time? Or should, you know, maybe it's better just to keep doing it the way I'm doing it now, but especially in this arid climate that I'm in. You know, that's kind of my big deal. The one benefit I see of having to cover good organic matter is the amount of water that it'll hold in the soil. So that's less that I have to pump, but it's not going to be that much less that I have to pump. And until the government starts shelling out money for subsurface irrigation, like they do in other states, but they won't do it here in New Mexico because we don't have enough farming, then that's not a very good route. So we are going to run out of water at some point. Now, if you have any experience with these cover crops, you know, kind of what they'll do, I would be very interested in hearing from you, your opinions on it. But that's kind of what's been going through my mind here lately. That's what my plan is for this year and probably the next 5 years, is to do at least one fall rotation of oats for cows to graze on. But if it would be beneficial for me to throw turnips into the blend to get something to help break up the ground, if you have anything to do with them, I'd really appreciate hearing about it. So, thanks for your input.